So if you just look at this game now, another 22 over, around about that, maybe bring on another 100 raining. It's three figures. He'll be even more aggressive. I would imagine, yes. They're going to try and keep him nice and quiet, managing to stop that run flow, and still hovering at 3.9. Times they've been going at 5 and over. South Africa, negative lines. I've just pegged that back a little bit.
Also, maybe time to expand your range against spin. We haven't seen any of the South African batsmen really to play the sweep shot, for example. I think there's an opportunity there. There's no one there at square leg. But then quite happy to just work the length and play with your wrists rather than playing that sweep shot. Maybe an area where both Rickleton and Verena can experiment. It's a safe bet.
.464 for 5.
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है। बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
Look back, highest first innings totals. South Africa 464. Don't even figure on that list. Much batting still to do. And would feel so. As I say, still a whole lot of time, and there's also an exercise in grinding your opposition into the ground. What's the saying? Never give a sucker an even break.
Who came up with that? Who came up with that originally? Do you know? Never give a sucker an even chance. Rambo, do you know? You might have played against him, Rambo. I certainly did. There's a clue for you.
An Australian?
Might have been. Yes, Australian. Why?
You weren't around in 1920, were you?
I did say I might have played against him.
Go on then, Hazy.
Dennis Lilly.
I played against him in a Lilac Hill Park game, and that was the only time I faced him.
That was always the first tour game, wasn't it?
That's right, in '96. Still was ferocious. The body language was still of a tear-away fast bowler.
Did Javed play?
Yes.
I made that reference because there was a test match. Was it that tour when Javed and Dennis Lilly had that altercation in Perth at the Wacker? And that was, I can't remember exactly what happened at the start. I know what, I think they were having words initially. You perhaps be able to help me out here, Rambo. I know what happened at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was taking a run, a single, and then Dennis Lilly came his way, Javed felt. That will go across for not a boundary. So what's happening now on 95?
Good recovery, well done.
Yeah, I want you to try and recover from this, Michael. Never give a sucker an even break.
Yep.
1941.
I told you I played in that era.
American comedy film, directed by Edward F. Klein.
Okay, so Dennis Keith Lilly, he didn't use those words because there were like 3 or 4 swear words in the middle.
Okay, so it's a different movie then.
Continue with what happened there, Rameez, with the Javed, Meander and Dennis Lee.
So I think there's I think it was Dennis Lee, I'm not too sure, but he came in Javed's way when he was taking a single, and so there's a little bit of pushing and body jostling and all that kind of stuff, and then I think Javed pushed him back, and then he threatened to hit him, and then Javed with that epic picture where he's looking to hit Lily with a cricket bat.
He's cracked that. He's cracked that out of the screws. That's gone for 4. That's a really good shot. More of an opportunity for Mohammad Abbas into the attack to get some runs.
Yeah, clearly a tight delivery, because that's so unlike Mohammad Abbas. Usually he's on target, accurate and all that. Didn't have any pace. Maybe trying an off-cutter that sat up nicely to be hit for 4 in front of mid-wicket. Just a single away, 1 away from 100.
Applauded. He's been aggressive. And despite his aggression today, his strike rate still sits just below that of Ryan Rickleton, who's at the other end and on 228. Testament to how quickly South Africa have scored, and the fluency of Rickleton through his 100 and 200. Really lovely position for South Africa. Once again, for a 3rd time, this Newlands crowd applauds in anticipation. It's cut away. He'll take one and take his tally to 100. Kyle Verreynne, for a 4th time in Test match cricket, gets a century. 37 innings he's had in Test match cricket as
कोका-कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका-कोला के साथ।
हमदर्द जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें, दिन में 2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
जैज़ के पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699# मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
And to play freely after that. Nicely done. Nicely done.
a 3rd centurion in the Test match for South Africa. Went past 1,000 runs as well today, and he was on 40. Kyle Verreynne.
That comes across as someone who is mentally strong and also has the game, the flair, plays the short ball well.
Shouts of catch it. Oh, it went straight to him. He didn't see it for some time, and then only moved as it was sort of halfway to him. Ahmed Jamal, fortunately, it was that close that he takes the catch. Verreynne, after getting to 100, is gone.
Well, this was a tremendous catch in the end, because he wasn't really reacting when the ball was in flight. But stand up for this great innings in the slot, and for the first time trying that sweep or slot sweep, and he did not budge, moved, and in the end, just when it was required, he was on top of it. Very good catch in the end, but a great 100 from Verreynne. Entertained one and all with his flair and great batting.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Enjoy unlimited free deliveries and order on and on and on with Panda Pro.
Something not right with that guy.
One of the heroes from Centurion, Marco Jansen, has a best score of 84 not out. Walks out to the middle. So cool and calm under the pressure. The previous test match with South Africa 8 down. Wonderful partnership with Kagiso Rabada to get the Proteas over the line. Walks in here in a very different situation. Bit of a chirp. Not so easy to stand face to face with Marco Jansen.
This had to be a 6. Didn't get the right connection, and there Ahmed Jamal didn't see it straight away, but a very good catch.
Lost it in the mountain.
Yeah, to 100 and then out straight away. What? 4-7-1 for 6.
बैंक अल्फला की न्यू अल्फा ऐप से कहीं से भी बैंकिंग करें, क्योंकि बैंकिंग कहीं जाने का नहीं, अल्फा करने का नाम है। डाउनलोड द न्यू अल्फा ऐप।
Yeah, he sits in the change room now, happy to have done well to get the 3 figures, but no doubt a sort of reflection and contemplation on sort of what might have been had he been able to carry on with the game we know he possesses, having got himself in. But it's that little bit after the milestone where he just needs that mental relaxation, where you're susceptible. Shot! Oh, yes! Ryan Rickle double ton with a beautiful cover drive for 4.
He's played plenty of them, but this probably is the best because he had to thread it through a set of field which was occupying every bit of acreage on that off stump. Really, 2 men there, 1 back at cover, but this was glorious.
He's now gone past Herschel Gibbs's 228, the highest score for a South African at Newlands.
Such a beautiful shot.
Ramy's just chipping in very quickly. Just before the iconic photo of Java Miandat looking like he was going to smack Dennis Lilly over the top of the head with a bat. You'll remember that Lilly kicked him up the backside just before that. That's what prompted that reaction from Java.
That's right. Very naughty.
This time got a man back. Doesn't make the shot any less pleasant on the eye. He'll just get one this time and rotate. Yeah, these double hundreds at Newlands climbing up the list. And Stokes 258 was punishing.
That's 2 off. Off stamp.
You can carry on your story now, Michael.
Yeah, so that.
Oh, and by the way, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Big shout. More in desperation, really. And it wouldn't be a surprise if in desperation they wanted to go upstairs again.
He gets sliding. He gets sliding down that leg side. Give a nod out.
Inside edge. Possibly going down the leg side, yeah. Would have gone on to miss the stumps.
That was my response to your story.
Have that the wrong way around, Michael. His response to your story.
That's why I shut up after that final comment. I'm in the corner.
Dot to finish that over. South Africa look to forge another partnership with Verena just gone. Rickleton still out.
का निशाना, पैदावार के साथ इनामात का खजाना, जीते बेशुमार इनामात और उम्रा टिकट के बम्पर प्राइजेस। बोतल पर दिए गए QR कोड स्कैन करें और कुरानदाजी में शामिल हो जाएं।
अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ। इस मैजिकल ऑफर को जाने ना दें। अब कोका कोला की 2 लीटर बोतल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका कोला के साथ।
पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
अंदर जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें। अंदर जुशांदा का 1 पैकेट बॉईल करें और खांसी और नेज़ी कंजेशन को जड़ से खांसी और नेज़ी कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म। साइड इफेक्ट्स, नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड इफेक्ट्स। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें। आप भी अपनी सेहत को नेचुरली ठीक रखें विद हमदर्द जुशांदा।
Welcome drink for the players. Welcome drink for the players. Enjoy a drink at Newlands. Enjoy a drink at Newlands. 15 overs since lunch. South Africa 48 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. 48 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. As I've gotten to a century. As I've gotten to a century for Rickleton. Double ton with 106. Verena with 100. South Africa filling their boots here on a track that has been conducive to track that has been conducive to Pakistan. They have had their work cut out and they've had their work cut out and they've gone through 6 spells each bowler. 5 to 6 spells each bowler.
He's had his struggles at the start. Getting into his work. He's self-fluent. He scores all around the wicket. He gets them quickly as well, Carl Marina, and he gets them quickly as well, Carl Marina. That's a shot that he took a particular liking to. Intentions of keeping it down. He picked up 3 maximums in that region. Intentions of keeping it down. To Salman as well. He picked up 3 maximums in that region. And he took a lot. It propelled him to his 100. Second century this season for Carl Marina on home soil. That was a boundary. It propelled him to his 100. Second century this season for Carl Marina on home soil.
The score was for South Africa. Was topping that, beaten 311. The score was for South Africa. Time Rickleton currently beaten 311. 323 deliveries. He's been disciplined. Rickleton currently has been resolute. He's just continued where he's left off. 323 deliveries. He's been disciplined. He's been resolute. And he's just continued where he's left off from last night.
You were way too aggressive to make that list, Son.
That's at 8 and 9. You didn't have a chance to get a big score like that, did you?
You were way too aggressive to make that list, Son. Gillespie would like to differ on that point.
No, he was not. At 8 and 9. You didn't have a chance to get a big score like that, did you?
Jason Gillespie would like to differ on that point.
No, he was not. Watchman. Bianca held the record for a period of time, and the first 2 to break it were Bianca held the record for a period of time, and the first 2 to break it were Jalal was in the crease on both occasions when they went past the mark, and I fabricated a story that when my uncle had got to 274 in 1970, the family had prayed. Fabricated a story that score when my uncle had got to 274 in 1970.
Oh, that's a goodie, actually.
The family had prayed. And I was at the crease on both occasions. I think we just need to be a bit more specific in our prayer that Pollock was at the crease.
Oh, that's a goodie, actually.
And I was at the crease on both occasions. I think we just need to be a bit more specific in our prayer that
you should have pulled the run rather than just Polly
at the crease.
Excellent numbers, and I tell you what, Ryan Rickleton at the moment, he should have pulled the run. 20 Sire Folly, Hassim Amla on that list. Excellent numbers, and I tell you what, Ryan Rickleton at the moment, it's 20 Sire Hassim Amla on that list. 477 for 6 South Africa.
कोका-कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में।
477 for 6 South Africa.
कोका-कोला के साथ कोका-कोला की 2 लीटर बॉटल सिर्फ 220 रुपए में। खाना बनाए मैजिकल कोका-कोला के साथ।
2 बार पिएं और खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें। नो केमिकल्स, नो साइड पैकेट बॉयल करें। दिन में 2 बार भी अपनी सेहत को खांसी और नेज़ल कंजेशन को जड़ से खत्म करें।
आपके पास हर नीड का हल है, बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ। हर नीड का हल है, बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने लिए खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ।
You had a lot of feet up. He was there in 2012 at the Oval. The Test series that took us to number 1 in the world. A lot of feet up. We had a bit of an insert between myself and Graham at the London interval. The Test series that took us to reliving those sort of memories.
Yeah, special
we had a bit of an insert between myself and Graham at the London interval.
certainly laid
reliving those sort of memories.
Current generation to do what they're doing. Yeah, special stuff, special generation. Good reference points from that 2012, laid the foundation for this current generation to do what they're doing. Some good reference points from that 2012-2013 season. Lots of talk about how South Africa will approach the next couple of hours heading towards stumps. Lots of talk about declaration around how South Africa will approach the next couple of hours heading towards stumps. Their declaration around the corner. What would you do, Vern?
Yeah, I think there's just so much time left in the Test match, Kaz, so South Africa's in absolute no rush to declare. Yeah, I think there's just so much time left in the Test match, Kaz, so 5 South Africa's in absolute no rush to declare and almost afford your bowlers 2 spells each. 5 or 8 overs after tea, and then declare and almost afford your bowlers 2 spells each. If you give yourself about 20 overs tonight, ensure your bowlers are fresh and you can
settle for a single.
Perhaps each have 2 short stunts. Give yourself about 20 overs tonight. Back ensure your bowlers are fresh after a good break and be fresh again. Each have 2 short stunts and they've bettered themselves into a position of tomorrow morning after a good break and be absolutely no rush to declare now.
Yeah, and they've worn out to this Pakistan bowling attack.
In full control,
Salman is
absolutely no rush to declare now.
But have a look at that. Mir Hamza, 25 out to this Pakistan bowling attack. So they'll be mentally fatigued. 33 overs, but have a look at that. Mir Hamza, 25 overs. Kuram, 21. Knowing that Saim Ayub is out of the game. Mentally fatigued. Thoughts going through Shan Masood's mind. And knowing that Saim Ayub is out of the game, there'll be thoughts going through Shan Masood's mind. And facing a South African attack that will offer a lot more pace and get a lot more out of the surface. And facing a South African attack that challenge ahead for Pakistan already in the field, get a lot more out of the surface. 123 overs. Massive challenge ahead for Pakistan already in the field. Bettingham over 123 overs. Varane a short while ago after getting to 100. It's 2 wickets to fall today. Bettingham early on, and then Varane a short while ago after getting to 100. Whipped away with authority by Jansen. And a wonderful shot. Whipped away with authority by Jansen.
From the Pakistan bowlers when they're airing straight, they're airing 2 straight. Mark Jansen with his tall levers from the Pakistan bowlers down the leg side. Straight, they're airing 2 straight. Help yourself. Mark Jansen with his tall levers. Legs. This is only down the leg side. Help yourself. Yeah, his head is straight on the legs. His head is straight. He's getting into his work. He's getting into his work. He's taking the scores all around. And he gets them quickly as well. And he took a particular liking to the shot. And he took a particular liking to keeping it down.
Feelings after that wonderful women's selection.
Keeping it down.
Performance. Feelings after that wonderful women's centurion.
Century this season has been for South Africa. Second century this season for
The score was for South Africa. Was topping that, beaten 311. The score was for South Africa. Time to 323 deliveries. He's been disciplined. Currently has been resolute. He's just continued where he's left off. 323 deliveries. He's been disciplined. He's been resolute, and he's just continued where he's left off. Senior from last night.
You were way too aggressive to make that decision.
That's at 8 and 9. You didn't have a chance to get a big score like that, did you?
You were way too aggressive to make that, let's say so. Unless we'd like to differ on that point.
No, it was not. At 8 and 9, you didn't have a chance to get a big score like that, did you?
Unless we'd like to differ on that point.
No, it was not. Watchman. First 2 to break it
South Africa's done this so well. It'll be so interesting to approach it.
Increase on both occasions when they went past the mark. Fabricated a story that when Michael Lau was using one occasion in 70s, the family of praise fabricated a story that scored when Michael Lau was in the 40s in 70s. Many successes and many praises that he's been unbelievable lengthy times. The ceiling play that shot from both occasions. I think it's in good position. They say, call it Polly. He should have pulled the right out. Then just Polly at the crease. Excellent numbers, and tell you what, Ryan Rickleton at the moment, he should have pulled the right 20 of Polly. Has him on that list. Excellent numbers, and tell you what, Ryan Rickleton at the moment, it's 25. Has him on that list. 477% South Africa.
Already on the scoreboard. Timing. Keep Pakistan guessing.
जैस के पास हर नीट का हल है, बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर जैस के पास हर नीट का हल है, बस *699 हैश मिलाओ और अपने खास बनाए हुए पैकेज को अपनी सुपर पावर बनाओ.
Spinner has
2012 in the test series that took us to Jihad.
chosen not to go with a bike spinner. He's done about the work.
Myself and Graham at the last some pretty decent test series that took us to reliving those sort of memories. Nature conditions.
Laid the foundation for this current generation to do what they're doing. Good reference points from that 2012-2013 season. Lots of talk about how South Africa will approach the next couple of hours heading towards stumps. Lots of talk about how South Africa will approach the next couple of hours heading towards stumps. Declaration around the corner. What will you do?
I think there's just so much time left in a test match, Kaz, so South Africa's absolutely no rush to declare. I think there's so much time left in a test match, Kaz, so South Africa's absolutely no rush to declare. Also perhaps even two spells each. 5 overs after team, and then declare also for the bowlers 2 spells each. You give yourself about 20 overs tonight, ensuring your bowlers are fresh. Perhaps each have 2 shorts, give yourself about 20 overs tonight, ensuring your bowlers are fresh. Each have 2 shorts, give yourself about 20 overs to put yourself into a position, ensuring your bowlers are
Thank you.